What's going on? So I was thinking today, do I suffer from anxiety? And I do think that one, understanding how they feel and think about their life helps them to become a better entrepreneur. By the way, since you're here, hit the subscribe and like button to get more content just like this. So I was thinking about this today in terms of what is anxiety, right? Based on my definition, it's wanting an outcome, but not being in control of that particular outcome. Okay. And so when I thought about that, I think about that in multiple different ways. Because when I feel anxious or anxiety, I kind of lose my disposition about that particular topic. And oftentimes, I think it deals with me being frustrated, number one. And then number two, not knowing if the other person on the other side has listened to what I said in a real way. Or it could be that they've heard me and I didn't know that they heard me because they didn't acknowledge it, that they've heard me. And so they could have disagreed and moved on and talked about something else. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck on the first thought. Okay. So I have come to a conclusion today that when I feel anxious about something, which doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes I have these moments of anxiety, and I kind of just not like lose control, because I have a very calm disposition, but I tend to lose slight control from how I typically act, right? And I just keep going at it, keep attacking, and it's hard for me to stop a little bit. So when I think about that, I think about how to stop that. And for me to stop that, I think when I feel this way, when I feel not heard, or when I feel frustrated, because there's two things happening at once. I feel not heard, and then I feel frustrated about the situation itself. And so in times like this, I think it's best if I just let it go. Let it go. I remember when I was taking this tech class in here in New York City, and it was they did information networks, and I did like a basic computer class where we would break down and build computers up, and there would be all types of issues happening in that class during those exercises. And the professor, I'll never forget, because I would be stressed out. I mean, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't get this. And not only me, but all the other students too. And what he would do, he would just say, let it go. He's a guy from Philippines, yeah, like a little accent. He'd be, let it go. I was like, okay, I like that. Let it go. He just be like, let it. So that helped me out. It's just, let it go. There's another little story. I remember I was working in a restaurant, right? I was working in a restaurant, and there was a chef. And the chef would always antagonize me, right? Mind you, I work really good, okay? I was a runner, for those that don't know. So I would take the food from the kitchen and bring it to the floor, right? And drop it at the table for the guests. The chef, if he's down there, he would have to look at the food, make sure the food was good, and then bring it upstairs. Mind you, every time I come to work, right, he's always roasting me, right? He's always got something to say. It's always something, right? And I never really say nothing back. I'd be like, get out of here. I'd be like, whatever, like that, right? This particular day, oh no, maybe I lost it. Maybe I was dealing with some of them anxiety things. I was like, man, I just was like, I was right in what I was saying. I forgot what happened, but I was right in what I was saying. And I was just like, we can't do that because of this part right here. And then he was just like, go home. I was like, what? So then he sent me home, dog. And so I was like, whoa. And then the manager had to come down and speak to me. So we all had a little we all had a little talk. I don't know what he said or what I said. But one thing I do remember is that the manager, after the meeting was done, she pulled me to the side. She said to Maya, look, here's what you got to do to handle the show. Just say okay. Now, she was a little lady from like Italy. She was just like, Say okay to mine. Just say okay. Don't contest every single thing. Okay? Just say okay. It's not the end of the world. Just say okay. So you know what? I'm going to say okay. All I can say is, my thing is, I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to let it go. That's my conclusion. In any event, peace and love. Take care.